Hello. Today I'm on here, I'm highlighting this Brightening palette that I just put together that I'm going to link down below in the comments, and you can get your hands on if you are just looking for a brightening palette to complement your current beauty routine. No color match even required, you guys. So I'm starting with Sabrina here, and I'm going to wash that over my eyes, just back and forth with the windshield wiper, and just giving it a nice clean base to start from. I really like Sabrina as a base. It goes, because it's like this cream color, it goes with pretty much any color eyeshadow that you want. So I'm gonna do this whole entire palette today, brightening palette, just to show you that you can get colors that you weren't necessarily color matched for, and you can create your own palette. Remember, with Mascara Beauty, you create all your own stuff. So stay tuned if you wanna see how this nice neutral fall eye turns out. So after that, I'm gonna go with this light one here, which I gotta look at the name. I always forget the name. Stardust. I'm gonna do Stardust just in the middle of my eyelid here, and then a little bit above the crease here because I have that hooded eye. And wait till you see how much my eyes are gonna pop with this, especially because I'm using this color as a main, as a brightening color. So if you really want your eyes to kind of pop, you might wanna stick with either Moonlit or Sunlit as your brightening highlight color, which will really help make those eyes just woohoo pop quite a bit. So you're really gonna have good looking eyes here. And I just love these colors because they're perfect for fall. They're easy, they're so blendable. So this one here that I'm taking now is this little darker brown bird. And we're just gonna go about mid-eye over into the crease there. Of course, for me, going a little bit above the crease just because I have a hooded eye. If you have a hooded eye, you always wanna go just above the crease because it will, ooh, now you can really see it coming up. If your eyes are open, you can't see it if you don't go above the crease because that nice hood that we've got going on there just takes up the entire space. So I'm thinking about getting my eyebrows microbladed. What do you think? Does anyone have an opinion on it? Do it, don't do it? I mean, they're really filled in right now, and I've just been toying with the idea. I do have to fill them in every day, even days that I go to work and I don't wear makeup, I still do my eyebrows, and I always put mascara on. So it kind of makes me nervous because it's a tattoo. I don't have a tattoo. Does anyone on here have a tattoo? Let me know down below if you have a tattoo. If you're willing to share what it is and where it's at too. And then like a tattoo on your face is kind of like, right? Like who does that? Who gets tattoos on their face? But it's like a thing now. My mom and my sister both had permanent makeup done before. They had their lips done and it did not last at all. I think the skin cell turnover on your lips is like really, really high. And so that's probably why it didn't last at all. If you're watching this on the replay, let me know if you have a tattoo because they say more Americans nowadays have tattoos than don't. And I would just be curious to know who has a tattoo. So this one is Rigoletto. That's the dark one that's gonna go just in the outer corner here. So this is, you could have stopped before Rigoletto if you were just doing like maybe a daytime work look. This is gonna deepen it up a little bit for like maybe going out to eat, having a little dinner, right? But what you're really gonna love here in a minute is when I show you this brightening color that we're gonna add underneath my eyes. So this is a perfect brightening palette that you can get. I'm gonna link it down below. You can get these colors down below, or you can customize, like maybe you want the brightening color, but you wanna change up the eyeshadows, you can do that too. That's what's so great about Mascara Beauty, right? So let me rub that little fallout out. Okay. So I'm gonna just use my finger. This is Moonlit, so it's a little bit lighter. So Moonlit would be the brightening color if someone has more fair skin. If you have more medium skin, I would recommend in your palette that you go more with like Sunlit, possibly. But these are just pre-made palettes that I'm gonna link down below in the comments, so you can just grab a palette and be set to go if you don't wanna deal with having to worry about what color looks right or wrong on you. And then this one here is Glamazing, which I love. It is literally Glamazing. And I'm gonna go just a little bit right there in my tear duct. And I'm gonna go for my hooded eye right there to bring a little light or a little shimmer, as you can see, to the middle of the eye. Do you see how it does that there? So there is that. So we want our eyes to kind of pop, and you want that light to be attracted to the middle of the eye, especially when you have those hooded eyes. So you can see there's light being attracted there because I used that. And then you can also use this as your illuminator, but I'm not gonna add that just yet. I'm gonna just rub the rest of what's on my finger a little bit here. I mean, am I the only person that at 4 o'clock in the afternoon does their makeup for the day? Yes, probably. The answer would be yes. And then now I'm just gonna go and do my regular hack. So that palette will be available. You don't have to get color matched for that palette. That palette will be available for purchase. I'll put the link down below. So I had a really interesting conversation. I always have interesting conversations with my patients. It's never not interesting with my patients. Well, actually, that's a lie. Sometimes or another, I do have patients that are kind of boring. Sorry. But I've had a really interesting conversation with my patients. Most people do not know what occupational therapy is. And we just had National Occupational Therapy Awareness Day on Saturday? Sunday, I think. I should probably know this. But so I'm an occupational therapy assistant. If you don't know what that is, let me inform you today, because people don't know what I do. I bet you anything, if you asked my dad what I do for a living, I bet you he doesn't even know. I bet you 75% of my family doesn't know what I do for a living. Not truly. Maybe 50%. Only because I have a couple of cousins that are speech language pathologists, and so their families might be a little bit more educated just based off of that. So occupational therapy can be so many different things depending on what population you work with. I happen to work with adults, mostly geriatric adults, but some adults that are not geriatric too. And in my particular role as an occupational therapist, I just go into people's homes, say, especially for the geriatric folk, they have, maybe they have come out of the hospital because they just had like a hip replacement, or maybe they just got out of rehab because they had a stroke or a brain injury or a heart attack, anything that might be disabling, right? Sometimes you get pneumonia as an older person and you end up laying in bed in a hospital while you're recovering for, gosh, I don't know, a couple of weeks, and you lose all of your strength. And then you go home and you're expected to just get back to life as normal, but you can't get back to life as normal. So that's when occupational therapists and physical therapists and sometimes speech therapists come into play. And so what OT does, especially in the home, is we work on your occupations that you have as a person. So maybe you're a mom that had a stroke and now doesn't have use of her right arm. So you need to relearn how to bathe your children with only one arm. That would be an occupation. Your occupation is you're a mom and you need to relearn how to do that. So I would come in and I will teach you strategies and home modifications and ways to learn to bathe your children now that you only have one arm that works. Or say you are an elderly person that just had hip surgery and you got sent home and your surgeon told you you're not allowed to bend over anymore, you're not allowed to cross your feet, and you're not allowed to put your foot out. These are actual things that happen. So if I can't bend over, how do I get my pants on? That's where occupational therapy comes in, because getting dressed on the daily basis is an occupation that we all have in life. And so that's what I do. I come in and I say, maybe I make recommendations for, oh, this piece of equipment would help you so that you can still independently get your own pants on without bending over to reach your feet. A lot of people don't realize that. A lot of occupational therapy also has to do with strengthening, of course. You know, if one of your occupations is that you cook dinner for your husband who has cancer, and you just had maybe a procedure done, maybe you had bypass or something, and now you no longer have the endurance to stand up in the kitchen long enough to make a dinner, I come in the home and I help with endurance activities to help get you back to normal so that you can carry on with the occupation of caring for your loved one. So that's what occupational therapy does. It's much more broad than that, but that's a very specific term, or description, I would say. There's occupational therapists that work in the schools and they work on the occupation of writing with the kids. Because writing is one of their occupations. As a child, you have to be able to learn to write and in order to participate in being a student. So they might work on holding, your pencil grip, or they work with a lot of kids that have sensory processing disorders, kids that need to touch and kids that need to feel. So they implement ways to allow them to touch and feel things and explore all of those senses while maintaining focus in the classroom to the best of their ability. So hopefully you learned a little something about occupational therapy today. So I added that Glamazing, which is part of that pre-made palette that I'm gonna link below. So if you guys want this palette, I'm gonna have the link below. That Glamazing, you can see the shimmer there. You can see I put some on my lip. You can see that I used some on my eyes. Isn't that a great fall eye? And now I just need to add my blush. I'm not sure what I want to go with today. I guess I'm feeling a little bit like black cherry. So this is black cherry right here. It looks scary in the tin. I mean, look how dark it looks, but it's gorgeous. Look at all that pigment that comes off, and I just barely even tapped it. Isn't that gorgeous? Ooh, I actually probably did a little too much. That's what you only need, just a tap of this stuff because it's so magnetic. And did you see, you guys, everything, my full face is in one compact. Isn't that awesome? I'm gonna dumb it down here with a plain brush. So those lip colors are also cheek colors. You saw me just now put it on my cheek. So now I can go back and I can put it on my lips as well. So just a little bit on my finger. Add it to my lips. I'm going to just kind of blot with the color, the brush that I did. I did my main highlight with this brush over the top of this because I just got a little bit too much. But look, see, it's fine because it's cream, and so it blends in so naturally. And so you would never even know that I kind of did a little heavy on the blush side. And then all I need to do now are my eyelashes, which is easy peasy. And then of course I need to fix this hair, which I will be doing that as well, but probably not on the live. So if you want an eye brightening palette for a light skin tone, you're gonna wanna go with the one that I used today. I'll show it to you one more time. Here's your eye brightening palette. It comes with all of these eye colors. Show me how I need to blend there, Sheila. Goodness. It comes with all of these eye colors. It comes with your brightening highlight color that goes under your eyes. Like, look how my under eyes are like, whoop-ah. Isn't that lovely? And then it also comes with a illuminator, and you can use the illuminator as an eyeshadow. You can use it as an illuminator. You can put a little bit on your lip. See how that draws light to your lip? And I'm going to link it below. And then, of course, in true mascara fashion, you buy 4 tins, you guys, you're getting this compact for free that you can hold them all in, okay? So what more do you need in life? And they're magnet, and you can throw this in your bag for touch-ups if you need it, or your gym bag for before you go to work, or whatever the case may be. So hopefully you learned something today about occupational therapy. If you're doing the replay, drop me a little comment below and let me know if you have a tattoo or not, because we were talking about that earlier and about getting tattoos, and I would really love to know who has tattoos and who doesn't. Anyways, thanks for watching, you guys. Happy Tuesday. Go vote if you haven't done it yet. We will all anxiously be watching the TV tonight. It's kind of nerve-wracking. We'll see what happens.